So this will be the news for the 25th of April 2020. We have, starting off, Granblue Versus hit 350,000 worldwide. That's pretty decent for a fighting game. I don't know if it did the numbers that Granblue was hoping, but I really love Granblue. I think that fighting game looks amazing. I still haven't played it personally because of just how busy April-May has been for game releases. So I'm looking forward to playing it. The PC one's now out and all the DLC is available, so I'm looking forward to playing that immensely. Next up, we have Red Dead Redemption 2 will be on the Xbox Games Pass on May 7th. Normally I wouldn't cover the Xbox. I'm not a real Xbox Microsoft fan, but this is a pretty decent game to get a free game of, well, free with the Game Pass, I guess. Red Dead's huge. I didn't actually finish it. I really love the first one. The second one I ended up like running out of time. Maybe I could continue it on stream. But yeah, it's one of those things that I think that they have made a very good choice making that as a free game, especially this time. Any news on the Orange Box coming to PS4 and Switch? I mean, they put it everywhere else. It may as well be on the Switch and the PS4. Valve likes to bring back old things. I mean, who knows? Valve might be turning over a new leaf if they're releasing Half-Life Alyx and it just did well. Maybe they'll continue and we'll get Orange Box 2. Alright. Next one was a fun one. Mario and Bowser inspired Ultraman toys. I think, there wasn't a tiny video, but they had some funny little images. I really like these. I'm a fan of Ultraman, so I just thought there was just a fun little set of images that they put out. No idea how hard these would be to get in the West, but they're pretty cool. Next we have Pokemon Journeys Netflix will debut. So this is the new series of Pokemon. I won't talk about this too much. Pokemon's gone on for God knows how long, so it's like pretty obvious that they're going to have a new series. The new one's actually kind of a redo. I don't know the specifics, but it seems like it's going to come to Netflix as same time for Japan, which it's a good move. I don't see a reason not to do it. It is funny because Japan, Pokemon Company does usually have them available on their website as well. So I don't know if it's going to be multiple places getting access to it, but Netflix are talking about them having exclusivity in a sense. This one is a good piece of news for people who are interested in Riot's new upcoming games. More development studios, the better. So Riot Games is going to be opening a new studio in Singapore. Singapore already has a pretty decent developer branch, just a lot of supporting companies and contractors and things like that. But a company that makes League of Legends will now be working on their other projects in tandem with the Singapore studios, so that's cool. If you haven't seen their newest animations for Runeterra, they're amazing, very high quality, some of the best CG out there right now. So go check out those cinematic trailers on Riot's website. I think it's on the League of Legends website. I can't remember. Here's another fun one. There's a lot of fun news today. Sega Shiro must follow his father's Segata Sanshiro's footsteps. So Sega Sanshiro was a old advertisement mascot for Sega in Japan, and now we've got a new character for modern Sega, this guy, and he's got some little YouTube skits, TV skits. So I won't play them, but go check out these. They're kind of amusing. Very Japanese humor. And it seems like they're going to be telling a mini story about how his son is going to take over his legacy. This one was a cool one. This was sort of just out of left field. Tintin game announced. I like Tintin a lot. I grew up with the comics and stuff. And then I really enjoyed the movie. I'm waiting for the second CG movie. That first one was fantastic. Eye stunning. It really was really good looking. But it seems that there's going to be a console game. I don't know if this is going to try and line up with the movie in any form. Kind of unlikely. But I wonder what company. Okay, so it's this Microids company. Let's have a look at them. I don't know who this is, so let's have a look-see. Video game company. It's in order? It's in order, alright. So the last few games... Oh wow, they did the Obelisk games. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually interested now. If they worked on the Obelisk, because both of them are, I believe, are French comic production. So if they know that as a material they worked on, they probably would do justice to Tintin, hopefully. I don't know how these games did review. Otherwise, a lot of these are smaller games, sort of ones. I mean, they did Siberia too. Yeah, that's interesting. Curious how this will turn out. What I'll hold judgment until we start seeing some visuals. But yeah. Next piece of news: 13 Sentinels did pretty decent in Japan. 130,000 units, which I think that's pretty decent. Dragon's Crown, their previous releases. This is a Vanillaware game. This is one that's been in development for a long time, and it's very different for a Vanillaware style game. As always, the aesthetic is beautiful. They look so good. It is the best looking 2D games in my opinion. I love their art so much. I wasn't a huge fan of Dragon's Crown. It didn't play exactly how I wanted to. I'm not a huge beat 'em up fan, but I love Muramasa. It's one of my favorite games ever. So I'm waiting for this game to be localized to the West, and hopefully the sales reflect that it's a decent game. Either way, I think I'll probably enjoy it. Very different. If you haven't seen how this game plays, go check out 13 Sentinels on YouTube and try and find some gameplay. It's very Japanese RTS-y sort of game. Alright. So this one I kind of put in just because there's a little weird side thing that happened to this. So Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, both the PC and PS4 versions got an update. Which is exciting for me because I was holding off from playing Zodiac Age to play other things. And now I'm probably going to end up playing it, and I'm probably going to end up doing stuff. So I might end up playing it on stream, who knows. I do love 12 a lot. But yeah, one of the big things is they removed Daimono. Daimono being the digital rights management, the thing that everyone seems to get very upset about when it's installed because of the fact that it a lot of the times uses a lot more processing power than it should. And two, it doesn't do jack. People just find ways around it completely. It hampers games on release. It's just, yeah. There needs to be a better way. DRM, I feel like. But anyway, so there's one other piece of funny news that came about this update. If you didn't see, I think it was Final Fantasy, was it 5 or 6? One of them. one of the old Final Fantasies, also on Steam, got an update a little while ago. And the same thing happened in both cases here, where both games became unplayable for a period. Both games had like core files removed. In the other case, it actually had all its files removed, so the games just became unplayable if you downloaded the update. I think that's now been fixed now. I haven't got the article related to that, but I think that problem's now been resolved, so you can just enjoy the proper update that was meant to come to 12. Just funny the fact that two very similar things came out of Square. They're gonna have to look at how they push updates, I think, a bit better. Alright, next is not really for me, because I'm not a Horizon Zero Dawn fan, but I know people probably are interested in this news in terms of, as it was a big AAA game, a sequel is planned to make the games a trilogy. And it's, I don't know if have they got any dates or anything slated here. They haven't got any they haven't really given any much news on this. It's just the fact that they're probably going to work on it. I did see some other bits and pieces around this one where they were talking about it might actually have a co-op focus on it, which it would be odd. I mean, there might be some ways they could do that, because in this game you do capture big mechanical beasts. It's an open world action game, so I would be impressed if they can do that in an effective manner. But it sounds like they really want to just keep pushing that IP, because people did enjoy that game. Alright, so this is probably the big news of today. Nintendo accounts have 160,000 accounts hacked due to a security breach. That's a lot of accounts, Nintendo. That really is not good. Especially when Nintendo is known for being very pussyfoot around how they deal with internet stuff and trying to restrict people in terms of what they can do with the internet and stuff like that. But it sounds like something went wrong, and now a lot of accounts. So if you have a Nintendo account and you are concerned and you don't have two-step authentication, maybe go put it on. Maybe go reset your password. Just be aware that you might be impacted. But yeah, just that I can never understand when AAA companies have breaches of that size. It's just insane to me. But previously working in security, I kind of understand where some companies might lack. Alright. Moving on. I haven't really got much here for this one. I don't know this. This is Fortnite stuff. It's not my scene, but it's important to the games industry because this might be a record number. I don't know if there's actually ever been a number of this size. So there was a concert apparently in-game with Travis Scott. I believe he's a rapper, and he brought in 12.3 million concurrent users. So it sounds like Fortnite had some sort of concert. People have been talking about it. It was quite an impressive visual display. People really liked it, but it brought in 12.3 million viewers or players, which is an insane number for concurrent users. But yeah, I mean, good on them. They know their demographic apparently. That knocked it out of the park, I would guess there. So good on them. definitely not going to see that. This shouldn't become a standard, I feel like, but yeah, you know. All right. Japan Retro Games Association are donating some old Famicoms they have. Like, I think it says 100 households. So this is a group that preserves and restores old consoles and old games, and in fact, you might encounter if you like. I've been to, like, when you go to Japan, you go to like places like Super Potato and things like that. You might find that they have either connections or they've donated or vice versa from with them. So that's pretty cool. I think that's. I mean, only 100 households is a small amount in a sense, just for how the population is, especially in the Tokyo region. But it's still pretty cool. A lot of kids trapped indoors, and I think some people really need some gaming support in their life at this point. Okay, so with all of the various different things being cancelled due to COVID, we're now having the digital stuff being announced, which was about time. We're getting more and more. We're probably going to have even more announcements, but PC Gamer Show is going to be doing their online show June 6th, it sounds like. Usually this one is not the biggest thing in the world. You might get a few things earlier than when you would get them at Gamescom, but yeah, you might get some interesting news, but we'll see. Next up, we actually have another related one, which is kind of... I don't want to be mean to the Stadia, but I kind of want to be mean to the Stadia. I think this is still a ridiculous thing that's come about. But Google is going to do their Direct of sorts. They're mimicking Nintendo on the 28th of April. And... yeah. Don't know what the hell they're going to say. Like... doesn't sound like anything's been really going right for the Stadia, and I'm fairly sure this is on the road of another Google production drop, because usually they don't usually Google develops things for a period, and if they don't work then they just abandon it, and then there's all this legacy stuff, and yeah, but who knows, maybe they'll just keep trying pushing this. I kind of doubt it, but... and finally, the last piece of news is one that I'm very excited for. I haven't watched the conference, the press show thing for this. Final Fantasy 14 has their new patch announcement, and this is one of the patches we've been waiting for. Because if you don't know, the way 14 works is they added flying mounts, but they can only be used in the later expansion. The base game cannot use them. They are revamping all the quests in Realm Reborn. They're doing a pruning, they're changing it up. They're going to make it easier for new people to join, which is going to be a big boon to the game, because right now it's such a struggle to do all the quests. So if you want to do all the quests before a whole heap get removed, go play now. If you want to wait for easy, like just join the game and you can do it a lot of more of a fast track, go do it when's this patch release. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I have a few friends that want to play 14, but they're too scared of the idea that there is such a large hour count to be able to get to the late game content. Really, it's just that the base game. The base game of 14 is very large, so having this implemented will be really good for the game. And for me, as an endgame player, I just get flying mounts so I can go fly around all the areas that are very pretty and go check them out from different perspectives and stuff like that. So, yeah. I won't break down all the little nitty-gritty details to this. I definitely want to go watch this myself. I am very curious about a lot of this stuff. If you are currently playing 14, it sounds like we're going to get another part to the Yorha, so the Nier raid is going to get a second chapter, which the first chapter was very good. This is... some of these screenshots, I'm very excited. I kind of want to stop reading this just so I can go watch the video, but I'm not going to do that now because that'd be very long. It would be good. I think when we hit news cycle stuff where there's live things that aren't Japanese, because usually Japan does their press conference stuff late in the day for Australia time or Japanese time, so it doesn't really line up with when I stream, but maybe I might do live things when, say, like E3 or Gamescom, and I guess not those particular ones because they're cancelled, but whenever digital ones that are happening during the day. But yeah, looks like they're trying to add a decent amount to this. Always trying to outdo themselves, this team. 14 is a wonder. If you haven't played it and you like MMOs, I do highly suggest this game. If you don't want to do the main story as a big old chunk, maybe wait till 5.3. Get yourself sort of sped up. But yeah, there's a lot here. It looks like it's adding more stuff to the New Game Plus. Some more trials are coming. There's a lot of stuff that if you're a 14 fan who follows regular patches, there's a lot of stuff here that you'll recognize and sort of expect in the game. But yeah. All right, and that is all the news for today. So some pretty good ones there. A couple of funny ones. I think that it'll be interesting to see everyone shift to a digital format in terms of doing all their press conferences, a lot more individual conferences. And I think that we might actually get a more continuous stream of news, not everyone trying to pile on particular dates because they know when events are. Maybe we might see a bit more things sort of spread out throughout the year, which is good for me. It means that I can just do half an hour sort of segments of news rather than doing, I got to do an entire day of news now. But yeah, cool. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to BRB now and set up Final Fantasy VII Remake. We are at Shinra Tower, so we are now in the core story of what I think is 7 Midgar storyline. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll be back shortly.